Hello everyone, welcome to another sketchbook tour. This is a sketchbook that I did from September 2017 until March 2018. And let's see, before I start this book, I have to explain that I tried out something new that I got from an idea I got from Minnie Smalls, another fantastic YouTube artist. She suggested flipping around whenever you do your sketches. Like, don't start from the beginning to the end and just wherever you open it, that's where you do the sketch. And I started out that way, but then I realized it just wasn't for me. So I changed my mind halfway through the book and just started filling it in. But the reasons you might want to do that is because it kind of takes the pressure off. Like, if you got a really great flow going and you're afraid to do the next page because you're afraid you might screw it up, and then I don't know, it just kind of takes the pressure off. But I like my things to be in order, so so this is why a lot of these things are going to be out of order. So I start every sketchbook out with this phrase. I've explained it before in some of my other videos, Soli Deo Gloria, which means to God be the glory, because I like to keep myself in check. I am not able to do any of these sketches or any of my art by myself. It is a given talent given to me by God, so I always write that in there to just kind of keep myself in line. So this first one here was right before Christmas. I was in church. Sometimes I sketch in church because it kind of occupies the one side of my brain so that the other side can actually hear stuff. Yeah, so that's what I do. And this is of the nativity, or not the nativity, the Advent wreath. And so let's see, this is just a quick sketch in the dark. The Eau Claire, which is a little sports cafe bar around the corner from where I used to live. So it's always fun to sketch there because it's so dark I can barely see a thing. So I don't even know what it's going to look like till the next day. Just a really bad sketch of my husband when we were out. I'm trying to remember where we were. We were at a hotel somewhere. Yeah, I should really write where we are. I can't remember. Here's one at a pizza place that we tried out in Crystal City. It was delicious. When we were getting ready to move, we were cleaning out my husband's studio, and this is a thing called a ADAT recorder, and it is super old and no one even uses these anymore, but we've had it forever because he had a bunch of recordings from old bands on it that he needed to dump on something digitally, whatever. So I decided to draw that beautiful piece of machinery and before we got rid of it. This was from a trip when we went to Hilton Head, and there was this really amazing tree in our friend's backyard. So I sat there one misty morning and sketched that. Let's see. Here's another one from the Eau Claire around near my house. We just would go hang with friends there, so I would always, it's a great opportunity to just chill out and do a little bit of sketchy sketch. Here's some swatches from my new paints that I ordered. The White Knights. They are so fantastic. A+, highly recommend. I'll put links to those below too. I did a craft show in New Kensington, Pennsylvania, and so while I was sitting at my tent, I just drew what I saw across the street, a little apartment building and such. And here's another one from a church, Christmas time, the drum set and stuff. Not that exciting here. My leaves, autumn leaves, are just my favorite. They're so beautiful. They just look like they're already painted with watercolor, so you really can't screw them up. You can't go wrong. I did a YouTube video on how to do this that I can link below as well. And this is from that bike trail that I collected those leaves on. I love to ride my bike on this trail. Alas, we do not live there anymore, but whenever I go back, I might have to visit. And just some flower pictures I wanted something to draw, so I found some pictures online. This was another one from the Eau Claire, of the pool table zone. It's always so dark in there, so it's so hard to draw, but it's so fun. Just some labels that I collected that I thought were cool. These are from Portrait Group that I used to go to in Butler. These guys are actually husband and wife, Cecilia and Bob. So cool. This one I did in gouache. I was really happy about that because faces are not easy for me. And some more from Portrait Group. These were all different days because we only have one model a week. This guy was awesome. I found out I actually am related to him. It was great. It's so fantastic to get someone to sit for us that has really cool, fun features, like a giant beard and an awesome hat. This is my Cactus Gordon. I have sketched him like a bazillion times because he just keeps getting bigger and more awesome. Little sketch of the wine glass when we visited a new winery cafe. Delicious. Excuse me. Another restaurant. I mean, restaurants are the best because you're just waiting for your food. It's always a great time to just practice your quick skills. This was at Snack and Pack, the little toy machine, the claw. And this one was after we moved to Virginia. We just went there to check it out. Got this delicious little pretzel bread thingamabobber at Portner Brew House. Let's see, another restaurant. I think I eat a lot. This is a really great pizza place in Alexandria called Primo. And it had some fun stuff inside to draw. Let's see, what's this one? One time Portrait Group took a break and we went to outside and we went to the park in Butler, Diamond Park, up on the parking garage, so that was nice. It was so hot. So hot. Excuse me. This was from my first meetup group that I went to in DC at the Natural History Museum. And this was so hard because it was like an aquarium and people kept walking around, coming and going, and it was like, how am I going to get anything out of this drawing? But I did. There it is. Yeah, I liked it too. And I think this was from the same day. Little taxidermy raccoons. So I think I got 2 in that day. Some more labels that I collected. And this was, I was exploring a new coffee shop. Or not a new coffee shop, but a new coffee shop to me whenever I moved into town. It doesn't look like anything special, but for some reason it took me forever. I think I was being shy. Another coffee shop in Delray. This was a fun one to do. I did most of the sketch while I was there, and then I did the logo whenever I went home just to make it more pretty. And this was another sketch group I went to. It was really cool. The Medical Museum in Silver Spring, and they got out real hearts. Some of them were in formaldehyde, some of them were, weird display, but some of them were just like hearts that they sliced open and plopped on the table. So that was really fun, really hard, really detailed stuff in there. This one I took a picture and drew it at home whenever I got home because it was raining that day, but I still got the stamps from the monument before. I love to put stamps on whenever I have a chance. It was so fantastic whenever they have them. This one I did in the car on the way down to Virginia one time when we were getting ready to move because the fall colors were just amazing. It's just hills and hills and hills of these beautiful colors. This is from another trip, of course, down to DC, and so I got a stamp, and then I did this one at home as well because it was that same rainy day. This one is a gouache. This was another sketch group I went to. I promised myself I would go to all these sketch groups once I moved here, and I have accomplished that goal. This is a nature journaling group, and we go to this little lake and just sketch anything you want, or take pictures if that's what you want to do. It's wonderful. Some more labels that I've collected. This is from the nature journaling group as well. There were these little like clam things everywhere, so I just did one of those and a little pine cone. These are more from portrait group, a couple different weeks. Another portrait group day when Alex brought her doggy. This is in Old Town Alexandria. I specifically went there to draw this house. It's called the Spite House because it's very, very skinny. So skinny, it used to be where the horse-drawn carriage would go through, and it would annoy the neighbors, or, you know, the people who own the either side. So they wanted people to stop going through that alley, so they just built walls in between this building. So on the inside, I guess you can actually still see where the wagon wheels scrape the wall and stuff. And you can watch a little video about this place on YouTube, the people that live there now and stuff. This was at a coffee shop. We went to see this band called the Not So Modern Jazz Band. They were so awesome. Bunch of older gentlemen. People were playing games and such. I was totally infatuated with this yellow cardinal whenever it went around the internet that exists somewhere in the world. So pretty. I wish I could see him in real life. This is from that nature journaling. I think the second time I went. Just sat up a chair and drew this awesome tree with these great root system. And then another restaurant. Travis and I have been going to different restaurants, like from as many different countries as we possibly can, and this one is a Jerusalem restaurant. It was delicious. We went to a show, a local show, and once again, I'm sitting there and I want something to draw, so that was what was in front of me. And this was a sketch group, the DC Sketch Meetup. We were in the National Portrait Museum and the American Gallery. And so we just found a painting to sketch that time. This is from one of the trips to Virginia. I was so bored. No. That's a lie. This is from Melbourne, Florida to Birmingham, Alabama. Wow, I was way off. We did a lot of trips this time. Oh, wow. Yeah, this was from another show that my husband played, and we were killing time. Having some drinks. Got some more paints, so I always do swatches of them and paste in the little labels. And this was just a really cool bird that I saw on the internet. I just wanted to draw him, wanted to paint him. And the last one, another restaurant in the area called Del Rey Pizza. And we got these cute little wine tasters. And of course the back two pages are just a bunch of plans and scribbles. That's the way it always ends up because I need somewhere to take notes. So that's my latest completed sketchbook. This was the Canson Mixed Media sketchbook, which I love it. I've done a video about it, how it was my favorite, but for some reason I wanted to try this other type. The Stillman and Burn series. Anyway, you can't see in there yet. I'm just kidding. But I'll be doing a little tour of this when I'm done with it. But I tried this, and I am very impressed with this paper as well. So we'll talk about that later. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this sketchbook tour. Have a great day.